Okay, we have a function called draw-rectangle. Function draw-rect, which takes in a context, an x, a y, a width, a height, a fill, and a stroke. And then it does all of these things. Let's do that. Bring that up there. I don't know why I did it in that order. Whoops. Bring that back and bring that back to a 3. When there is a fill color, do that, then that, and that is there twice. Okay, so when there is a stroke color, rather, we'll set the stroke style and the width, and then we'll call the stroke rectangle function. So I guess this like is as if we put a pen down and the center of the tip of the pen is exactly on the edge of the rectangle. That's how I'm thinking this is implemented. And oh, I am not showing the right stuff. Okay. Let me go back to here and I'll point out this right here to me doesn't super make sense. It looks like this inside rectangle, which is drawn as just the rectangle, is overlapping with this outside rectangle, the stroke rect. That all makes sense that there would be like a little bit of darker color where they overlap. But it doesn't make sense that this part would be darker and this part wouldn't be a little somewhere in between this amount of darkness and this amount of darkness over here, because this extra darkness seems like if you were to color over with this, then you would have some of that alpha channel, and then another line that goes this way, you would have some of that alpha channel in this region. And then you have the rectangle, this whole big thing, that adds a little bit of the alpha channel here, as if you were to draw over it 3 times with a highlighter. But if you were to draw over it 3 times, you would come down like that, across like that for this upper part of the border, and then one more time for this whole thing. But if you did come down like that and across like that, then surely there should also be some extra darkening in this whole region, right? Shouldn't there? Like this part should be a little bit darker than this part and this part. I don't know. I think so, but yeah. All right. Going back to this here, this code. I just rearranged this while I was talking earlier, and the browser was covering up the screen. The video was focused on the browser. So I rearranged this comment, and I also added this comment. I feel like I will do that. Drill, drill, drill. Drill, baby, drill. All right. Do I really want to do this whole thing again? I think so. Defen, draw rect, get rect, which takes in a context, x, y, width, and height, and then a fill color and a stroke color. I think they were both colors. When fill color, when there is a fill color, then we will do set bang on dot dash fill style on the context, and the value that we'll put there is the fill color. So set bang takes 2 arguments. One argument is where should the value go, and the other argument is what value should go there. It's an unusual thing to do in Clojure, but this is ClojureScript, and there's only so much that can be done to rescue the ecosystem from stateful stuff. I'm not a fan. I don't know if you could tell. So all of that looks good, and then when stroke color, do two set bangs, set bang, dot dash, stroke style, and we use this camel case because it's direct from JavaScript. Stroke, or no, we want context is the thing that we're setting, and the value that we're setting it to is stroke color. And then we want to set bang the line width, width of the context to 3. And then finally, we will do dot stroke rect on the context with the values x, y, width, height. Cool. Let's see if that looks like it worked on the page. Go refresh. Clicky, clicky. It looks like everything is working. We are quite zoomed in. How far in can we zoom? Is there a maximum? Yeah, there is. 500. Cool. Actually, maybe it's an artifact of the zooming, perhaps? The overlapping thing that I was wondering about over here. Wait, this doesn't look as big. Oh, right, because I changed how big it was. Yes. So if I change this to a 10, or even bigger, but yeah, let's go with 10 for now. Refresh. Yeah, that's what I remember. Okay. But yeah, I think this. Let's see. What would a functional version of this look like? So rather than just sending in, like setting this, we could have an options, something like let options be a map with a fill style, and the value associated with that would be fill color. Fill style is set to fill color. That's weird. Why is this called fill style? Shouldn't it be fill color? I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, but let's stick with the name that they have and just make it be functional. So that would be the options, and then you could call fill rect. So this would be something like in the canvas namespace, call fill rect with options and x, y with height. And then, yeah, these options, for this one, it would just be fill style. Did I do that all correctly? Yeah. And you could even just take this and go right here. That seems to me to be way better. Oh, I guess we wouldn't need that anymore. So yeah, you would just do this, and then, so that would be like these lines. Oh, well, no, it would be like these lines. Um, and then this could be something similar. You could do, I'll do it inside here. So you could do, let's see, canvas slash stroke rect, which takes in an x, y with height, and some options like stroke style. Again, we're going to pretend that that is a name that makes sense, and then we'll do line width 3, go like that. I don't know, to me that looks way cooler than that. Maybe I will make a little library that makes it so I can do this instead of this. Because it seems like there might even be some meta programming that could be done to translate this into this. Maybe some macros. I don't know, but it seems plausible. Maybe while I'm at it, I would have, instead of stroke style, I would change it to stroke color. Yeah, I should go look that up. All right, so I'll stop doing this aside of what it might look like if we used a functional approach. Excuse me. Oh, shoot. Actually, we would still need a context. Yeah. So we would still need a context for both of these. Context. And then this should really go there because this is the equivalent of these two lines, and then this would be the equivalent of these lines. Which, yeah, maybe that's okay to have the context as part of it. Obviously, this context would get modified every time you did something like this, so maybe it's better to leave it like this with the set bangs so you know that that's happening. I don't know, it feels like maybe there's a way to capture ahead of time what the context looks like and then do something like this and then restore the context to how it was before you did the operation. Sounds possible. All right, so draw field highlight. It looks like this shares a lot of... Oh, this draw-rect actually is very much the functionalizing of... I see. Stir, replace color 0.4, 0.2. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe I'll come back to this. But okay, so this draw-rect, maybe it gets used all over the place, and so the rest of the functions that do drawing stuff don't have to deal with this kind of thing. It looks like that's what's going on here. We use draw-rect inside of draw field highlight. We use draw-rect inside of draw text highlight. Draw text bands also calls draw-rect. Draw all highlights probably calls these other functions. Oh, it's down here. Oh, okay. Yeah, draw all highlights is a bit of a doozy. We'll come back to that. Okay, but we're done with the ugly draw-rect. I'm so hard on the imperative style code, but I really do like functional style code way better. All right, that's a good stopping point. Do do do.